Forza Motorsport 5 was a launch title for the Xbox One back in 2013. Yeah, I can't believe it was that long ago either. This was a game that was met with relatively mixed reviews, many critics saying that it looked fantastic, but other people saying it lacked content that Forza Motorsport 4 had. So today, what I thought I would do is revisit this 8-year-old Xbox One launch title exclusive and just ask one question. Is Forza Motorsport 5 as bad as we remember? Look, there's clips in here from Top Gear. There's one, there's another, and there.
This is where dreams are driven. Welcome to Forza.
Why did they get rid of Clarkson from the Forza franchise? Hello everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Matthews. My name is Tom. This is the first race that we're jumping into. This is the first race that you jump into in Forza Motorsport 5. Wow, those loading times are quick. McLaren P1. This is back when the McLaren was brand new. The graphics have held up tremendously well, I can't deny that. I think that wasn't the issue that people had with this game. The graphics were never the issue. The issue with this game was the content. I can't remember how this game handles. I'm pretty sure it was quite oversteery. Now, I'm not going to deny, I do think the opening track, where is this? Prague. I do quite like this track. I do like Prague. Also, was this the first game to introduce driver tires, or was that 6? I can't remember. Either way, we've still got M. Rossi in the game as we absolutely blast past him. I mean, as an Xbox showcase, when this game first came out, it was gorgeous. It was great to see the Forza Tech engine on new hardware, even though the original Xbox One was about as powerful as a banana in a microwave. So the fact that it was able to produce such stunning quality visuals of a game like this, it's fantastic. It's also a true testament to how good the guys over at Turn 10 really are. So I'll admit, so far, I'd say this game's gone off to an absolute flying start. It's got a really nice atmosphere. The soundtrack is, granted, different to what I liked from Motorsport 4, which is much more drum and bass, much more, you know, upbeat, faster, kind of, you go into a rave with your mates, as opposed to this orchestral racing, sort of Hollywood A-lister, cinematic racing car universe type. But I digress. I think this is still a really good intro to Motorsport 5. You've got the Top Gear logos there. Here we go then, about to cross the line, and that's the tutorial race done. First place, obviously. But I think this is where things start to go a little bit downhill. Yes, it's great that we've had this wonderful intro with the McLaren, you know, P1 is very, very fast. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. But then we're thrown straight into the shallow end of the swimming pool with these sort of cars. I mean, is there any question at the end of the day? It's a GT86, surely. First race in, I've now turned off some assists, so hopefully this should be a better representation of how the game actually feels. The UI's a bit clunky. Looking back at it, it's quite a bit in your face. Although I'm pretty sure that bottom left bit is somewhat similar to what Forza Motorsport 4's was. Oh, there we go. There's the handling. So yes, it is much more understeery, as I did say. The cars seem to push much wider. They feel like they want to just go wide. I don't know why. I just remember Forza 5 just being like that. It's different to Motorsport 4. Bearing in mind, we're talking 2 generations here. We're talking about the end of the 360s era and the beginning of the Xbox One. Granted, it wasn't the best console ever made, but it was a start to something, and there was just something that Forza Motorsport 5 didn't have. It didn't have that magic. It didn't have the, I don't know, the passion, the flair that 4 did. I think that's the main tagline for this video. Forza Motorsport 5 was very pretty, but it was a mere husk in a shell of what the former glory of the game used to be. This game is, how can I describe it? It's a very good-looking person. But inside, they don't really seem to know that much, and they haven't got that much of a personality. They're a bit bland. It's like a very nice looking cake, but the texture and the taste is just a bit dry. There was no flavour, there was no personality, there was nothing much to this game that really enticed me to come back to it like Motorsport 4 did. Now, saying that, I should address the elephant in the room, which, in case you didn't know, the production for this game was an absolute nightmare. This game was, I believe, in a lot of trouble during its pre-production stage. It didn't have the 2 years that it needed to actually make the game. I'm sure it only had like 8 to 10 months to almost a year in terms of its production. It had a very difficult birth, this game. New hardware obviously meant that they had to start from scratch as well. It was fine, but for a 60 quid game, this felt more like GT5 Prologue than you know, GT5. And it most definitely felt like a step backwards in terms of gameplay from Motorsport 4. Won that race a bit too easy. But there we go. There's a Tom rant for you, talking about the game. Let me know if you guys agree with this as well, by the way. If you guys genuinely loved this game, thought it was better than Motorsport 4, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below.
You'll have to avoid all these traditional London milestones in the Top Gear London Simulation Challenge.
I love these challenges. These were great fun. The game didn't have enough of these. And they were just dropped. They weren't really in the franchise ever again. It was just the car bowling. But look at this. We got loads of, like, props and stuff. We got Big Ben behind me, I think. There we go. Watch out for the Golf. There we go, there's Big Ben. We got the London Eye in front of us. All these bins. Look at them go. See, this is fun. This is what I want from Forza. And I'm genuinely worried that coming up in the next game, Motorsport 8, or whatever they're going to call it, I think it's just rebooting as Forza Motorsport. I'm genuinely worried the next game is going to be in a similar vein to Gran Turismo Sport, and I don't want that. Gran Turismo Sport's its own thing. Assetto Corsa Competizione, another great simulation sort of racing game. But I like Forza as a simcade game, and when it's doing stuff like this, this is where I think Forza's at its best. This is good. Oh, and another thing, can we please get better lighting and bloody prettiest skies in the game, or at least choose? Oh, God. Sorry. Oh, my Lord, I'm all over the place. Sorry, strange cousin. That's probably an American person, which means they're someone's brother, sister, and mother all at the same time. I distinctly remember finding this handling a lot worse, and dare I say, I'm enjoying it. Oh, he's braking around there. Goodbye. Through the wheelie bins. Is that St. Paul's? Hello, St. Paul's. Oh, the grass. I just driven on the grass. That was a bad thing. If you drove on the grass on Motorsport 4, it'd make your controller go a little bit floppy. But on this, the grass literally just goes... In terms of all these challenges that Forza's got, there's so much potential as well for them to do stuff that they did on Top Gear, like the teenage car challenge where they got to crash through a fence, dodge some cars, hit some bicycles. It's just... It's all there. It can be done. It's just... It's all down to the direction that they want to take Forza in, and I think that's the issue. As long as we let our opinions known to the guys what we'd like. Here we go. Cross the line, hit Big Ben. Yes! That's how you race around London. So, that was just a brief glimpse into the career mode for Forza Motorsport 5. And it's okay, it's nothing crazy. It probably gets better when you get faster cars, but... It doesn't really grip me as much as something like Rivals, which is what I used to love on Motorsport 4. However, they were different in this game because, as we can see, they got rid of the Top Gear Rivals, which I used to love. They do have autocross, which I remember being quite fun, but you can only do it on a selected number of tracks, not all of them, if I'm not wrong. Spec challenges, these were, I believe they give you a car, you've just got to do as fast a lap as you possibly can. This is what I mean. The magic just wasn't there. And it makes me sad. Oh yeah, this was another thing that Motorsport 5 had. Tokens. Not the best idea I think the game's ever had. In fact, I'd argue that it's up there as one of the worst. Let's have a look. So we've got some Audis, quite nice. Oh, it's got the Kia Ceed still. But you can't do the Top Gear Rival event. Let's have a look at some of the tracks that are in the game. So we've got the Bernese Alps. These are, well, these were in Motorsport 4. This was the main track for that game. So that's, you know, returning. Catalonia's returning. Spa, I think, was new. Indianapolis was old. Le Mans is old. Le Mans Beach was new to the game. Mazda's Laguna Seca has been in every Forza. Mount Panorama was new. Nürburgring wasn't. Prague is new. Road America wasn't. Atlanta wasn't. Sebring wasn't. Silverstone wasn't. Airfield, I think, was, but it's a different kind of variation. Top Gear wasn't, and Yaz was new. In terms of old and new tracks, there's a nice variety. But my God, is this game missing some tracks that the last one had. And I think that's the biggest issue with this game. Fundamentally, it was the content that I think a lot of people were disappointed by. You went from this game with heaps of mini-games. You had the Top Gear car football. You had the drift, the tow map. What was it called? You know, Fujimi Kaido. And then you just get this, and it's just... They're all very pretty tracks. Don't get me wrong. I'm always one for quality over quantity. Oh, I just wish there was more. And, you know, I mentioned earlier about the development cycle being a bit of a difficult time. So, in getting all these tracks out, I think, credit where credit's due, this game did a good job. Let's see if anyone's playing multiplayer.
Welcome to the
I don't care! I just want to play the game. I've played it before. Online races. Let's go S-Class. Yes. Is there anyone online playing this game? Because I doubt it. I think it's safe to say no one's playing this game online. That's mad. Okay, let's do a rivals event then. Let's do a spec challenge. I do quite like, out of all these tracks, Spa's probably the one that I like the best. An Audi e-tron. Yeah, I'll take that. And we are off. There goes Mr. Man. Didn't even see his name. Oh, there we go. Buzz Killington. Hello, Buzz. Jumping straight from the GT86 into this. Fantastic. I'll say it again, the game's held up well. I mean, visually, the game looks gorgeous. If you guys want to see me play Motorsport 6 and 7, you know, revisiting those, please do let me know, because I would love to. Oh, no, well, mainly 6. I'm pretty sure I remember when Motorsport 7 came out, there was a huge amount of controversy. I say controversy, upset. Due to the trees looking terrible in the game. They were like 2D crappy sprites. But in this, they look much more, I don't know, lively. Like they're actual 3D sort of assets. As a showcase for the Xbox One's graphics, I think it did a pretty good job, in all honesty. It's just the game itself was a bit lackluster. Right, let's see if we can beat this guy. Already faster into the first corner than him. Goodbye, Killington. Oh. Hello, Killington. Thought I was going to cut the corner there. Oh, get wrecked, son. Don't put the power down too early, Mr. Matthews. Oh, I've gone wide. I've just lost a lot of time there. Better line through there than him, but he's got a better exit. Come on! I can beat this guy, surely. Oh, he's gone wide there. And so have I. Come on. We're getting closer. We're nearly overtaking him. I think we're going to try and get him on the bus stop. Oh, we've got him there. Haha, he lifted. Right, don't go gentle. Haha, we did. Oh, hang on. It's not just over yet. Lovely. There we go. Beat him. Thank you very much. Can I have my reward now, please? Okay, here we go then. Final race of the video. Let's do some laps around the Top Gear test track in some A-Class supercars. And I've gone for this. Was there any question? One of my favourite cars ever. Here we go. We're starting around the corner. We're starting in last. The AI is on Pro, so I've got a lot of work to do as I barge him out of the way. Here we go. Okay, we're behind a 458. That, again, is a lovely sounding car. Bit of a nudge there. Nothing wrong with that. There's a guy in a goddamn Formula 3 car. Now it feels like Forza with the bloody car crash physics. Right, there's 10th. I need 10th to get bronze. I'd like first primarily, but here we go. Oh, that guy's... he's... Okay, nice. Okay, first place is just entering Gambon as we overtake Mr. Man in his Formula 3 car. I said as we overtake Mr. Man. Overtake Mr. Man. That McLaren F1 was getting very sideways there. I think he's made a mistake. We're going to capitalise on this. Going to take that corner a little bit tighter than you, matey. Just about. Thing is, putting the driver tar difficulty up this high means that I get actual battles and I'm not just like, you know, prancing along in the lead, which, granted, is the whole point of motorsport, but at the end of the day, in a racing game, I want to feel more involved. I want to be in an action-packed kind of race, fight for positions. He's got off. I gave him a gentle tap, and now he's off into the trees. What is up with the AI? They're all over the shop. Forza driver tars are the most sophisticated and cleverest way of learning how cars drive. Performed by real people, we take your actual data and crash. I just realised you've got the lap times at the top right, placements at the top left, and then laps at the bottom right. They're not all bunched together. Such a weird UI. I don't like the Lamborghini that's coming towards me. Oh, but that Lamborghini's got off. Yes, he's got off. Yes, we've got him. I mean, it's not the best overtake in the world, but I'll take it. Turning in. Oh, I've gone wide. No. No. No! I just lost 7th! No! Bastard. So in answer to my question, is Forza Motorsport 5 as bad as I remember it being? Yes. It's not great. It's not the best Forza ever made. I don't think by any means it's the worst racing game ever made. I think technically it's a great showcase. Graphically, it looks fantastic still. It holds up incredibly well. But content-wise, it was really lackluster. It didn't have half as many cars as Motorsport 4 did, nor tracks. Did it have the creative fun and did it have the game modes that we wanted? No, you couldn't do tag on any random track. You could only do it on the airfield. And with the likes of Forza Horizon, I don't think we're going to be seeing those game modes coming back to Forza Motorsport ever again. If we're going to have tag, it will be on the airfield. I don't think it'll be allowed on the Top Gear test track or the Swiss Alps, you know? It's not a terrible game. Fundamentally, it's a decent game. It's bad in the sense that all the other Forzas are just pretty damn good. And yes, this game had a technical nightmare when in development, so that's something that I feel like we have to consider. But it's just not that great. It's just a pretty meh game. When it came out for free on Games with Gold, I think that was when it would have been a decent time to pick it up if you hadn't already. But that's where we're going to leave it for today. I wanted to create a discussion with you guys. Please leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are with Forza Motorsport 5. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want to see me play Motorsport 6? I really liked Motorsport 6, so I'd happily jump back on that at some point. And yeah, if you liked the video as well, be sure to leave that like button. That would help me out a lot. And, you know, hit that bell, subscribe, and all that jazz as well. But thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, goodbye.